Hello everyone. Today I'm going to start a new project. I have a big problem with fullers on swords. I've tried different methods. I've tried forging them in. I made this some time ago and I tried it, and the problem is trying to keep it a nice, really straight and clean fuller. I've also tried grinding them in with an angle grinder with a thicker grinder wheel and a straight edge, and there it's hard to control depth, and the ends don't come out as good as I would like either, and I can't get a wide enough grinding wheel to go through it to make a nice wide fuller. So my buddy gave me a great idea. He said, why don't you just take a ceramic saw, tile saw. Yeah, they come about this big, and you pull them, and you cut tile. It has a water system on it and all that, and it has. So I took that to heart, and I went looking, and I found this. This is a professional grade tile saw from a professional tile installer, and I saw it on Facebook, and I talked to him, and it looked like it's going to work. So here's the idea. It's got a 2 horsepower motor. It runs on 110. It has a 5/8 inch arbor, which is pretty common, so I shouldn't have any problem putting a bigger wheel on it. I could also control the depth of it, and also it has a nice long straight edge here, which will give me a nice straight fuller at a constant depth, which is what I want. So my project today, that I'm starting today, is going to be to convert this into a surface grinder. And when I do that, I'm also going to have to add what's called a magnetic chuck. I don't know if you've ever seen those, but what it is an on-off magnet about this big, and I would set a sword on there, and I would turn on the magnet and would hold it in place, and then that way I could run the grinder up and down on it. So let's get started, and I hope that you stay with me through this project. Let's get started. Okay, to begin with, it had a water system on it, which would spray water into this area down here, basically to keep the tile cool and kind of lubricate the wheel when it's cutting. I didn't see any need for that. It was self-contained. It had a pump in the base, which is under here, so a tank where water would lay. So I removed it already. Now I'm looking at the electrical system, and what it has here, it has 2 lines coming out. Now, and of course it runs the length, if you can see it here. Yeah, so that I can go the full length with it. The reason it has 2 lines, it had this extra outlet on it. This outlet was actually for the pump, and it operates off a separate button. I tried to disconnect it, but was unsuccessful, so I'm going to put tape over the end to keep it safe. The actual plug is over here. I have it plugged in. If you can see it down there. So now I'm going to start it up. This is because I already tried it, obviously, and it does run. So here we go. It runs at a pretty good speed. Maybe even too fast for what I'm doing, but I'll have to look at that. Okay, and over here, along with going back and forth, I have a height adjustment here. So I can adjust this at any height I want. And also I can plunge it. What that means is I'm going to start with the sword, and where the end of the fuller is going to be, I will drop it into place and tighten this knurled knob right here, and then I will have I already have set the depth, and then I'll run it through. I'll probably go several times, changing the depth each time. So that should work out pretty good. So the next thing I want to do is I want to take this box off. I was fooling around with it, and it looks like this is loose. There's probably a nut inside here, so I'm going to take this off and I'm going to fix that. The next thing we're going to do is I'm going to pull this cover off on the other side over here, and take a look at the Arbor and how I could match it to one of my grinding wheels here. So stay with me, I'll be back. Okay, I found an Arbor. This is what I found. This is 5/8 on this end, and this is a 1/2 inch with fine thread. It does attach. The issue I'm having here is it does attach with Allen screws, basically looking for a flat on the shaft. Unfortunately, this shaft, as you can see here, doesn't have a flat on it, so I'm probably going to have to grind one on, or I guess look for a better fit. I think for now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and put it on and run it.